Everyone urges you to begin your wealth-building journey as early as possible. But what if that advice only captures part of the picture? The stark reality is this: perfect timing is a mirage, and even those who start early can end up financially strained if they overlook this critical element. The wealthy don't fixate on the ideal starting point. Instead, they focus on creating momentum that amplifies in ways money by itself never could. So, if you've been delaying action, waiting for the perfect moment, or feel like you've already missed your opportunity, consider this your moment of clarity, because it's never too late if you understand the true drivers of wealth. Back in the early 2000s, a man named Kevin had two opportunities to purchase Apple stock. The first time, it was priced at just $1 per share. The second time, it reached $5. Yet, he hesitated, convincing himself the market was overvalued, a crash was imminent, and he'd wait for a better dip. Fast forward a decade, and Kevin had finally saved enough to invest at $90 per share. He missed the massive growth wave, not because he lacked investment knowledge, but because he prioritized timing over establishing a robust system. His friend Lisa, on the other hand, didn't bother with market predictions. She concentrated on developing skills, increasing her income streams, automating modest investments, and compounding her efforts, not just her funds. Today, Kevin still analyzes stock charts, anxiously awaiting the next dip, while Lisa remains unconcerned about timing because she crafted her own upward trajectory. People often claim timing is everything, but when it comes to amassing wealth, this belief is a myth more destructive than debt. The reality is that timing alone doesn't create wealth. Compounding of this nature does. And that distinction is what separates those perpetually frustrated with their finances from those who achieve financial freedom. Honestly, how often have you heard someone lament, "If only I'd invested in 2009, or resolve, "I'll wait for the market to drop before jumping in"? This mindset transforms into a perpetual waiting game, where opportunities slip away repeatedly while you linger on the sidelines, hoping for celestial alignment. But here's what the wealthy comprehend. Compounding isn't about nailing the perfect moment. It's about consistency, leverage, and control. Timing might feel like control, but it's often avoidance masquerading as a strategy. Genuine wealth stems from compounding your habits, your capital, and your actions, regardless of market conditions. It's about generating momentum, not chasing fleeting opportunities. The longer you delay, the more you forfeit, not only in dollars, but in precious years. Before we proceed, if you're committed to building lasting wealth, I warmly invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here, we cut through the noise, offering authentic strategies, mindset shifts, and practical tools to achieve financial independence, no matter your starting point. Now, let's transition to the next section, the pivotal shift that transforms everything. So, why you don't need to time it perfectly when you know how to build it effectively. Timing feels exhilarating, as if you're about to outwit the financial system. You scan the headlines, study the charts, perhaps follow a few YouTube experts, and suddenly it seems you've gained an advantage. But here's the snare. Market timing provides the illusion of control without delivering tangible outcomes. Even seasoned professionals frequently misjudge it. A study by Dalbar over 20 years revealed that the average investor earned a mere 4.25% annually, while the S&P 500 delivered over 9%. Why the gap? Because the typical investor attempts to time the market, buying when it feels secure and selling in a panic when it dips. They miss the critical growth days, which are unpredictable and account for the majority of long-term gains. So, here's a question for you. If the world's top investors can't consistently time the market, what makes you believe you can? This isn't intended to discourage you. It's meant to liberate you. Once you stop pursuing timing, you can redirect your energy toward what truly compounds: your contributions, your steadfastness, your skill development, and your capacity to endure challenges. As Tony Robbins wisely noted, the secret to wealth is simple. Find a way to do more for others than anyone else does. This applies to investing too. Do more by staying invested. Do more by contributing with every paycheck. Do more by refusing to be enslaved by fear or hype. Let's move forward to what truly drives compounding. The mindset shift that completely redefines the wealth game. Here's a truth few are willing to acknowledge. Wealth isn't forged in dramatic moments. It's built through mundane, deliberate decisions accumulated over time. This is where compounding claims its throne. Unlike timing, which relies on luck, compounding thrives on consistency. And consistency is entirely within your grasp. Let's delve deeper. Every dollar you save or invest, even the smallest amount, becomes a worker, not just today, but for years to come. The longer you let it grow, the harder it labors. But here's the catch. Most people disrupt this process because they chase something quicker, flashier, or more exciting. They sell prematurely, switch strategies too often, or expect instant gratification. When compounding arrives, it resembles a sunrise, gradual, steady, and inevitable. Now, consider this. What if your role wasn't to predict market trends, but to become someone unshaken by them? That's the true advantage. Not timing, not luck, but emotional discipline, strategic patience, and a relentless bias for action that persists even when progress seems invisible, because something is always happening. Let me ask you, how different would your financial landscape be if you committed to one repeatable habit each month for the next 5 years? That's the foundation of quiet millionaires. Individuals who aren't ostentatious, but are truly free. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and want more content like this, drop the word "more" in the comments. I read every single one. Now, let's explore how to apply this mindset in a practical strategy. One that shields you from volatility while fostering lasting wealth. It's amusing how many people fixate on when to enter the market, when to buy the dip, or when to time their investments. Yet, the wealthiest individuals aren't timing anything. They're designing systems. Systems that operate effectively whether the market rises, falls, or stagnates. This aligns with Warren Buffett's insight. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. That's not just witty. It's compounding logic in action. True wealth builders don't attempt to forecast. They aim to persevere. They establish recurring investments, automate their savings, reinvest dividends, and grasp a concept most overlook. Every time you interrupt the compounding process, you reset the clock. A Vanguard study demonstrated that investors using automatic monthly contributions outperformed market timers significantly, not because they selected superior stocks, but because they remained engaged. They didn't abandon ship during downturns or chase headlines. They allowed compounding to reward their consistency. So, if timing doesn't build wealth, what does? Strategy, routine, resilience, and most importantly, systems that replace emotion with discipline. That's how the game is truly won. Up next, we'll uncover the unseen compounding most people overlook. The kind that transcends money and enriches every aspect of life. When we discuss compounding, most people immediately think of money, interest, dividends, market returns. But the most potent form of compounding doesn't occur in your bank account. It happens in your mind. Every decision you make, every habit you strengthen, every belief you reinforce is compounding. This is a profound understanding the wealthy possess. They don't just compound capital, they compound clarity. Have you ever noticed how some individuals seem to grasp concepts more quickly? It's mental compounding. They take feedback to heart, learn from minor setbacks, and refine their approach. As Naval Ravikant stated, earn with your mind, not your time. Yes, the stock market and cash flow matter, but neither works if your beliefs about money remain rooted in survival mode. Coming up, we'll shift focus and examine how the rich cultivate momentum over time. There's a reason most wealthy people don't flaunt their strategies. It's not just about privacy. It's about efficiency. That's what we mean when we say timing doesn't build wealth, but this type of compounding does. It's not about flashy breakthroughs. It's about subtle momentum. You're already playing a different game, one that rewards patience, discipline, and composed execution. Most people expend energy proving their ambition, while the rich conserve energy to expand their influence. They automate savings, reinvest without emotion, and remain quiet while others clamor for attention. What doesn't compound? Constantly switching focus, chasing every new trend, or starting over repeatedly. Here's something to ponder. The most valuable assets in life, your reputation, confidence, and peace, don't demand attention. Now, let's explore a new dimension, the ultimate return on compounding. It's not the money. Let's pause and pose a different question, one rarely heard in financial circles. Who are you becoming as you build wealth? When we talk about compounding, most envision dollars piling up in an account. But there's a deeper truth obscured by spreadsheets. Wealth isn't just what accumulates externally, it's what evolves within you. As your assets grow, so do your decisions. Your standards elevate, your ability to remain calm under pressure improves, and you begin recognizing patterns. You become more patient, more precise, and more protective of your time. This personal growth, a compound return, no one can strip away. Those who succeed long-term aren't just those with larger portfolios. They're those with stronger mindsets. They've cultivated internal wealth, emotional control, disciplined action, clarity amid chaos. These are qualities that stem from commitment, not luck or timing, and they yield rewards surpassing any stock. Consider this. Even if you lost everything tomorrow, the person you've become, rich in skills, insight, and resilience, can rebuild faster and wiser. Because compounding extends beyond numbers, it reshapes your identity. That's why the real question isn't what do I want to earn, but who do I want to become? Now, let's wrap it all together in the final lesson. The myth of timing, the truth of compounding, and why this approach succeeds when others falter. Let's conclude honestly. The notion of perfectly timing the market, catching every boom and avoiding every bust, is a fantasy marketed to those addicted to control. But the truth is, timing doesn't build wealth, systems do. The compounding we've explored isn't just about placing money wisely. It's about constructing a life that compounds across every dimension. You need a system that integrates your skills, network, capital, and habits into something greater than the sum of its parts. That's what wealthy individuals do. They don't speculate on the next big trend. They create frameworks, routines, filters, and assets that grow with minimal ongoing effort. They understand wealth is a practice, not a prediction. If you've ever felt behind because you missed the perfect moment, release that burden. The perfect moment is a fallacy. What matters is whether you can stay in the game long enough for your strengths to multiply. This means safeguarding against losses, reinvesting gains, and measuring success through progress, not fleeting thrills. Remember, compounding favors the calm, the consistent, and the strategic. It penalizes the impulsive and ignores the loud. So, stop trying to play someone else's rapid game. Build your own deliberate system, one that accumulates victories over months, not moments. That's how you break free from feeling stagnant and start building enduring wealth. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It's crucial to conduct thorough research and consult financial professionals before making investment decisions. Investment values can fluctuate, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Always evaluate your risk tolerance and goals before committing capital. If you found value in this breakdown, I highly recommend watching our full Compounding Comeback series, starting with part 1 right after this video. And of course, like, share, and subscribe to Trip to Wealth so you never miss a strategy that truly works. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning.